demons on him. Yeah, man. So that all corresponds with being depressed and not having lack. Okay, go on.
They say, barley also and straw for the horses and dromedaries,
Right.
brought there unto the place where the officers were,
Right.
every man according to his charge.
Right.
And the Most High gave Solomon wisdom and understanding,
Okay.
exceeding much,
Exceeding much. Go on.
and largeness of heart, even as the sand that is on the seashore.
Right.
And Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the East country,
Right.
and all the wisdom of Egypt.
And this is a so-called black man we're talking about, man. That was on the scene. What is it? 3,000. Correct me if I'm wrong. 3,000 years ago. Okay. A little over 3,000 years ago. He was the wisest man on the earth to ever exist on the planet. Something like that.
3,100.
Yeah, something like that. Come. That's why I said a little over, you know.
They say, for he was wiser than all men, than Ethan the Israelite, and Heman the Chalcol, and Dada the sons of Mahol, and his fame was in all nations round about.
Why was his fame amongst all nations round about? Because of his excellency. Okay, his ability. Like Yahweh Shai, when Yahweh Shai was on the scene 2,000 years ago, how did he get this fame? He got his fame by performing miracles. Okay, and in the kingdom of heaven, he's going to really get his fame. Everybody on the planet is going to know Yahweh Shai. They're going to know of Yahweh Shai. He's going to be the face of the earth. Okay? His wisdom and understanding is going to exceed the earth, and we're going to have access to his wisdom and understanding. And we kind of do, which is his word. All right? Go on.
They said, and he spake 3,000 proverbs, and his songs were 1,005.
Man, Solomon was bad, man. Solomon was bad. And all of those, that's why you have the book of Proverbs. That's all of his sayings right there, man. Go on.
And he spake of trees, from the cedar tree that is in Lebanon, even unto the hyssop that springeth out of the wall. He spake also of beasts, and of fowl, and of creeping things, and of fishes.
Right.
And they came of all people to hear the wisdom of Solomon.
Right. So the man was so extravagantly wise that all of the people had to go see him. You know, it was like a going to a theater type thing, because he was that great of a man. And like I said, this ain't talking about the white guy, man. Old white geezer with a great beard. You just gotta get that thought out of your mind, man. The people in the Bible are men of color, of Negroid descent to be exact, and then you got the Latino people, so-called. Okay? This is historical documentation. Okay, all that Martin Luther King bullshit, that ain't really our real history anyway, man. That's just some stuff that he did back 50 years ago. All right? The real history that's going to build you back up and structure you the right way is going back to your real history, which is this Bible, man. All right, go on.
From all the kings of the earth which had heard of his wisdom.
Right, even all of the kings of the earth had to accept what he was saying. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go back to, let me see. Not go back to, but we're going to get something else now. Let me see what else we can get. We're just going to roll through the spirit now. So yeah, say something, bro.
Yeah. So we're going to go back to the time where Solomon's going to reign over all existence again, man. But he's coming back as his true form, Yahweh Shai, man. And everyone, man, back in his order. King David, he's going to be mightier than he was 3,000 years ago. So can you imagine what the Hebrew is going through 3,000 years ago? David was smashing through them. And sometimes by himself, it's one man up. You know what I'm trying to say? No weapon on the battlefield. Just ripping them up with his bare hands. Okay, so you gonna have Yahweh Shai, he'll be smashing them up. David, all his mighty men, 104,000 of them. And then you're gonna have our children. So the heathens are gonna be completely put down.
They have to. They're gonna have to, because when the Lord comes back, he's gonna come with that mighty power and that destruction. And that destruction is gonna be a memorial forever. And that alone is gonna strike fear in the hearts of all men to not arise up against the nation of Israel. That's when that everlasting kingdom is gonna come into existence. So read that.
Psalms 2 and 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance.
Right, we're going to easily get that, because when the Lord comes back, he's going to be kicking us, man. And they're going to be for us for the taking. That includes the so-called white men, that includes the Arabs, so-called Arabs. That includes the so-called East Indians. That includes the so-called Chinese, the so-called Japanese, the so-called Koreanese, all of the needs. Okay? They all going to be under us. Alright? Because if Yahweh Shai is going to be the face of the earth, then we're also gonna benefit of that too, because we're also a part of Yahweh Shai. Okay? The nation of Israel is a part of Yahweh Shai. But mainly the elect are gonna more likely to benefit. Okay, go on.
And the uttermost parts of the earth for thine possession.
Right, and even the uttermost parts of the earth. So this whole entire earth, as we can get in, what is it? 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, where it speaks about how we don't have an inheritance to the world. Because really, our God-given right is to have all authority over the earth. Not to be equal with everybody, or to be juiced in society, and to be accepted. That's not what we're looking for, man. We're looking to be rulers and kings, man. That's exactly what we're looking for. We're looking for the oath and the covenant to be made manifest on the earth. That was established from Abraham, Isaac, and then the 12 patriarchs. It's like Jacob, and then the 12 patriarchs. All right? Go on.
And thou shalt break them with a rod of iron.
And that's how we're going to put the nations back in order, by breaking their asses to pieces. That's how it's going to be done. I don't have to say any more on that. So go back to this.
Yeah. So it says, Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 3. This is going into the point though. But the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, right?
Yep.
And there shall no torment touch them.
Okay, go on.
In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken from misery, right? And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace, right?
Right.
But though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality, right?
Why is that? Why is that? Because Yahweh Shai is our last hope. That's why who the world called Jesus Christ is coming back the second time. What, to save the world? Now, man. It's coming to save the elect. But what we're going to do is we're going to get immortality in the word first, spiritually. And then we're going to get that physically. Go on.
It says, and having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded.
Right, a little chastised. Because what the Apostle Paul said. Apostle Paul said, our afflictions cannot be compared to the glory, to the overweight of glory that we're going to receive. So it may seem like we're going through heavy afflictions, but we're really not going through anything in comparison to what we're going to get on the other side. When you put the weight on it, okay, when you weigh the balances. All right, go on.
They say, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. As God in the furnace have he tried them, right, and received them as a burnt offering.
Right, it's not talking about every Christian, every God-fearing Christian. No, it's not talking about that. It's talking about the men whom the Lord has chosen to pretty much preach this word. And to also the men that also follow the sayings of this book. That's who the Lord is chastising. Alright? The Lord ain't chastising no Roman Catholic individual. The Lord ain't chastising no Christian. Okay, no born again. Okay, the Presbyterian. Alright, the Baptist preacher. The Lord ain't chastising them worth it down. If you check them out, they're living high in their horse. They got the jet fight, they got jets. They living in large designed buildings, mansions, what have you, by robbing the people. That's what they're doing. So they're living their life, and they're living good. But the men that's getting chastised are the men of the Lord, whom the Lord has set up out here. Why? Because we're those same true apostles that's coming back in the reincarnation. The men that he chose from the beginning. Go on, Lord willing, we all this man. Go on, brother.
And it say, and in the time of this and in the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro
Like the sparks.
like sparks among the stubble.
Right.
They shall judge the nations.
They shall judge the nations, man. Like when Solomon was in his kingdom, right? He had 12 officers judging the people. So we're going to be like amongst those officers judging all of the realms, all of the people, man. Okay? All of the different societies of the people. Because when these nations go into slavery for 1,000 years, we're going to give them back their land. They're going to have their little royalty and a little government. But guess what? Their government is going to be subjugated under the real government, which is our government. Okay? Just like how Esau is able to pretty much put in political figures to go according to their narrative. Okay, or according to their beliefs. And that by people have to follow that belief system. Okay, all those laws. That's what I was looking for, the laws. Go on, brother.
It says, they shall judge the nations and have dominion over the people,
right.
And their Lord shall reign forever.
Right, and their Lord shall reign forever. Yahweh Shai is not going, Melchizedek is not going to reign for 40 years. It's going to be forever. Okay, Yahweh Shai is going to reign for eternity. Give me that in Daniel 7. Because we're going to have an everlasting kingdom. Our kingdom is going to be different from the other kingdoms. Like the kingdom of the so-called white man, the ancient Roman Empire. That lasted for a particular point in time. The Greeks lasted for a particular point in time. The Babylonians lasted for a particular point in time. The Assyrian captivity, same thing. Must I need to go on? But our kingdom is going to be forever and ever. Yeah, stop from that.
Right, this is Daniel 7 and 14. And there was given him a dominion and glory and a kingdom that all people, nations, and languages shall serve him.
Right, all manner of people are going to serve this entity, which we involve this entity that they're going to serve. Because in our kingdom, we're not going to teach this ideology of everybody's the same, we all bleed the same blood, and he can get what I can get, he can do what I can do. No. There's going to be order in the kingdom. Everybody's going to know their role and know their place, to be exact. That's the way it's going to be set. Straight up and down order is going to be in the kingdom, man. In our world. All right, go on.
And it says, his dominion is an everlasting dominion.
Right, and his dominion is an everlasting dominion. That's Yahweh Shai in the nation of Israel. So we're going to have the everlasting rulership. Okay, that's why we got to deal with this and all of that. We'll deal with that because that ain't nothing in comparison to what we're going to receive on the other side. Okay, and that's why there's a nuclear war that's going to happen. The nuclear war is going to end this world, this eon, this society, this revival of ancient Rome. And then the new societies will come in, and that's when we come into rule. Because you got the Chinese and the Russians, they believe that after post-war they're going to rule. They're not going to rule anything because that's not in the prophecy. That's not in the Word of God. Okay, the word of God engulfs this whole entire planet. Okay, we're doing everything by the will of the Father Himself, and without even realizing it. So what's going to happen is when this society goes down, okay, in prophecy, we're going to come up and do next. Somebody get me that. Get 2nd Ezra 6. What would you get when you get me that? Because right now we're in the so-called white man's rulership, Esau. It says Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of that which follows. We're the people of Jacob. Get that?
2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 7.
Right.
Sorry, then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times?
Right.
Or when shall be the end of the first?
Right, so Ezra, the prophet of God, was asking the Lord, when is it going to be a part of asunder of times? And now the Lord is going to break it down. Go on.
And the beginning of it that followeth.
Right.
And he saith unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him,
right.
Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Go on.
For Esau is the end of the world.
So we got to get some understanding. Who's Esau? As we've always been talking about for years, Esau represents the so-called Europeans or the so-called, white race today. They represent Esau. Okay, and we can prove that, man. If we need to prove it, we'll prove it. So this is who's ruling right now. Go on, read that.
So it said Genesis chapter 25, verse 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled,
Okay, we proving it right now. Okay, go on, go on.
behold, there were twins in her womb.
Right, because really the so-called white man and our people were really brothers. We're really brothers, but there's a distinction. Go on.
They say, and the first came out red all over like a hairy garment,
Right.
and they called his name Esau.
So now we just getting straight to the point. Because when Esau came out, he was what you would call a red baby. Now when you watch those right, there you go. Because when they came out as children, that's how they came up like that. He was red, and he was red as an hairy garment. Because back in the ancient world, you said dye your garment red. Okay? So that's showing you right there that the so-called white man is Esau and Edom. It's the word Edom, right, from the Hebrew word Adawam, which means he's red. Okay? So what's happening is now we're going to go back to 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter, because now we got to understand who's ruling now. Who's ruling now? These people are ruling now. Okay? Which represents the end of the world. Go on.
They said, for the 2nd Ezra 6 and 9, for Esau is the end of the world,
Okay.
and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows.
So Jacob is the beginning of that follow. Who's Jacob? Jacob represents the 12 tribes of Israel. The so-called black, so-called Latinos and Native American Indians. These are the people of Jacob. So what's going to happen is we're going to be ruling next. That's why the Lord is going to come back again.
Right.
That's why. That's the reason why Yahweh Shai, or the who the world called Jesus Christ, is coming back the second time
He'll be here.
to reestablish the kingdom.
When's he coming?
Okay. Well, he's going to come in the midst of this nuclear war.
With the nuclear war, can't she?
Okay.
Why
So,
is he waiting for the nuclear war? Why doesn't he come before the nuclear war?
What's that?
Why doesn't he come before the nuclear war?
Because prophecy has it was said in prophecy that he was going to come in the midst of the nuclear war. You know, so that's it right
And there's
there.
not a liar like the so-called, Edomites,
Yeah,
Tell the
yeah.
truth.
Yeah, so keep on.
I said it.
All right, so what we're going to do is go back to the
Yeah, we're crazy.
You know, but I mean, you could think you're crazy if that makes you sleep with at night. That's fine, you know. But I'm just saying, hey, every word that was saying, every word that's coming out of this Bible is going to come into fruition anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Go on.
2nd Ezra chapter 7 verse 43.
Romans 3.
But the day of doom shall be the end of this time.
Right. So the day of doom is going to be the end of this time. That's why you're hearing rumors of wars and all that kind of stuff, man. And you're hearing things about coming martial law, concentration camps, North Korea, what have you. These are all is going to bring in the times of doom in this side. Okay, and that's what we preach. We've been preaching this for years. The coming dreadful disaster upon America. America going into a nuclear war, being obliterated off the face of the map.
That's going to be up.
Pursuant to Isaiah 34. Go on.
When the day of doom shall be the end of this time,
Right.
and the beginning of the immortality
And the beginning
for
of-
to come, wherein corruption is past.
Right, and that's going to be when we're in power, when the righteous are reigning in power. Okay,
You laugh when you say
that's
that.
how it is, man.
You laugh.
That's just the truth. Now you don't have to believe in what we're saying. That's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. You know, we live in a democratic, a so-called democratic society. So you can say what you want to say. You can believe what you want to believe. But at the end of the day, the truth is always going to withstand. The air that you breathe in, that's going to withstand. You can't destroy air. You can't destroy the truth. Go on. Yeah, go on. Actually, before you say something, get me Romans 3.
This is Romans 3 and 3. For what if some did not believe?
Right. What if some did not believe in what we're saying? What if you thought we were back? Go on.
Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without
Yeah,
effect?
should it stop the program of Yahweh? No. It was not going to stop. Just because you don't believe in what we're saying, it doesn't mean that the words of the Lord is going to stop. Go on.
God forbid. Yea, let God be true and every man a liar.
And that's all a man can do is lie. Because he's going to speak about things that are not going to happen, that he wants to happen. All right, so what are you going to say? Say that. All right.
Obviously, it's a known fact here that kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall. It's happened many times before. You had the ancient Egyptians, the ancient Assyrians, the Medo Persians, the Greeks, and the Romans. Right? And they all had their time of great power. And you, the so-called white man, you have your time of power. And as you can see, your power is
No,
falling.
I want to say something, okay?
You understand?
No,
and you're about to be destroyed. You understand?
I can't understand how
your system is about to go into global thermonuclear
you can't say that. You can't say that.
That's pretty much going to be the end of the time of the so-called white people.
There's no way.
Exactly. Well, after the thermonuclear destruction, the future for the so-called white man is slavery.
Everyone will be dead then, right?
It's going to be shackles and chains.
I think we'll be dead by then, bro.
No, he's not. But the earth is always going to be here. It's just going to be a transition of power from one people to another. Alright, and can I read it right here?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that book.
Right, because the greatest problem with the so-called white man is that you think that you're invincible.
That book was written by white men, man. That's a fact.
You don't know nothing about you are the people.
I know about the Bible, bro.
You are the people of the Bible. You are the people of the Bible.
What the people of the Bible?
It's the guys that
but you know though, let's say he was serious about that. I'll say this even. They don't even believe in the Most High. They never did, even as the Romans. So how could they be the people of the Bible?
God, this is Sirach chapter 10 verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, right? The so-called white man's known for lying. The native Indians call him a fork tongue. He say one thing and then he does the complete opposite of what he says he's gonna do. He broke all the dealings that he made with the native tribes. Alright, he's known as being a serpent, a fork tongue, a liar. The white man lied about everything he could have possibly lied about. When I say so-called white, because you're not white. You're not white, you're red, you're the Edomites. That's your ancient biblical nationality. Before you were known as whites, Europeans, Caucasians, Romans or Greeks, you were known as the Edomites. The children of Edom. That's your ancient biblical identity. That's who you are.
What is it?
Alright, so it says because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches brought by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Alright? So you've done a lot of wickedness, you've sown a lot of evil in the world, and the earth is regurgitating the evil that you sown, man. If you see right around the earth is vomiting out the wickedness that you sowed. You shed a lot of blood, you're a bloody people. You have a lot of blood in your hands. And now the spirit of the world is rising up against you to the point where you will be wiped out of power and then you will be put into slavery in the world to come.
Every nation
has system and kingdom to come, you will be slaves.
Every nation
alongside Arabic people, East Indian people, and no other nations of people. You're going to be the main slave for that.
Like I said, you know, you're entitled to your opinion. You don't have to believe in what we're saying. We're not forcing you to believe what we're saying.
We're advertising it, so we're going to discuss it.
Yeah, and that's all right. That's all right. But the thing about it is, what we're saying is ink on the earth to happen. Then hold that. Let him read this.
It's Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Hit the sign, brother. Where's the
by
sign?
the force of the sword.
Right, by the force of the sword. That's what we did to our people in slavery. Okay? Shedding innocent blood. So read that verse.
And it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred.
And that shows that, I mean, in order for you to do such a thing like this, make the cameraman see it. In order for you to do something like this to a nation of people, you have to have hatred for them to do this.
Right.
You can't love them.
Every nation has done this.
None of these culprits of these
And this is
crimes
going
are alive today.
Yeah, you will. And that's why they
Where are
make
they?
films of 12 years a slave, Django.
I weren't alive then.
And it says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and shed the blood of the children of Israel.
Right, the children of Israel, those people that were afflicted. The so-called Negro, so-called Latino, Native American Indians. Like I said, you don't have to believe it. It's fine.
By the force of the sword, by the time of their calamity.
Right, by the time of their calamity, go on.
In the time their iniquity had an end.
Okay, go on.
Therefore, as I live, thus saith the Lord.
And this is a judgment all based on the so-called Americans, the Edomites, Esau. Okay, this is what Ezekiel practiced on.
I will prepare thee unto blood.
Like what you were saying, all of that blood you spill on the earth is all going to come back to you. Whatever a man sowed, that shall he also reap. That's a multiplication. That's not hard to understand. We all
First
understand
to
that.
you, my friend. And it says, and blood shall pursue thee.
Right, and blood shall pursue thee, Lord.
Say if thou hast not hated blood,
Right.
even blood shall pursue thee.
Right, even blood shall pursue thee. Because how was America established? How did Great Britain become what it became today? You gotta go back to the history. You gotta go actually to the beginning. How was these societies established? By blood.
I got another bill on this. It's Numbers 35:33 So ye shall not pollute the land where ye are.
Right.
For blood it defileth the land. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that he sheddeth therein, by the blood of him that shed it.
Right. Because if you're shedding blood in the land, that land is defiled for good.
It's all about video.
Okay, and the only way that land can be cleansed is if his blood be shed. And that's why America is going to go into a nuclear war, as prophesied in the Bible, and Great Britain too.
Can we read Philippians 4:13? It's my favourite verse.
Trying to
But
give
you know what though? No, that's all right, brother. That's all right, because he's trying to stray away from the judgment.
No, it's all God's word.
Yeah, you're right, you're right. But you know, who get there? Because he's respectful, you know, he's respectful. So, we'll do it. Go on.
Okay, this is Revelations 13 verse 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear.
Okay.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Yeah.
He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword.
And that's what happened. So if you enslave a nation of people, that's simple to understand. If you enslave a nation of people, that same nation of people is going to enslave your people. Let's get that in, what is it? Go get the Isaiah 14 now.
Have you got an ETA on this? You got an ETA?
What's that?
When is this going to go down?
Well, we don't know. We don't know the time exactly because the Father said the scripture says that even the angels don't even know, but only the Most High knows. But how do we know? By the signs, by the prophecies that we see happening around the world today. That's how we know. What's that?
See you later, man.
No, get Isaiah 14. No, one more scripture. And then we'll get Philippians 2. All
Cheers.
right, man.
Isaiah 14:1, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel.
Right, he would choose these people only. Because that's another thing y'all gotta understand. The Lord only chose one nation of people, and all of these people were the chosen of him. And he's coming back to save them again. Go on.
And will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land.
Right, because right now we're in the land of our enemies. We're in England, we're in America, we're in France, we're all over the place. We're in lands that we should be. Okay, but we're gonna get back into our own land, which is Jerusalem. Go on.
And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place.
Right.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
Right. They shall possess them in the hands of in the land of the Lord.
For servants and handmaids, and they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
Right, because you gotta understand another thing too. We weren't just captives under your societies. We were also captive in one time or another under these nations as a whole. So what the Lord is going to do, the Lord is going to say, the Lord is going to do this. Being that these nations enslaved y'all, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you enslave all of these nations all put together. Because that was part of the covenant anyway, the Abrahamic covenant. That all of your brethren, meaning the families of the nations, would bow themselves to the sons of Jacob. That was already written from the beginning of time. It was already set up.
And they shall rule over their oppressors.
And they shall rule over their oppressors. The current oppressor today is the so-called white man. Esau in the Bible. Not you per se, but the higher ranking elite, to be exact. Okay?
Said you want Philippians.
Yeah, get Philippians. Yeah, get
4:13.
4:13.
Read it with conviction.
Alright, Philippians chapter 4 verse 13. I can do all things through Hamashiach who strengtheneth me.
You can break it down.
Notwithstanding, ye have well done that ye did communicate with my affliction.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Amen.
This guy.
Yeah, I like this guy. I should have it.
This guy.
Well, that's
He all
like
right.
shade on your own thing.
Have a good night.
All I can say, my man, is you better hope you're not an Edomite, man. That's
I
all I
hope I
can say.
ain't.
All right, man.
I don't want to be a slave.
That's it. That's it. Yeah, he's all right, man. He all right. He all right. He ain't coming up here. He's a clown. He's a clown. You know? But yeah, I mean, the point of the matter is that, you know, like I said, Esau is going to get it, man. And we keep talking about Esau, man. Because I don't want to talk about Esau. I want to talk about Solomon in the kingdom of heaven. That's what I want to get into. But the Spirit is leading me to talk about Esau again. You know? So, what happened? Yeah, and that's just the thing, because like the brother was saying, you have kingdoms that came in effect and they went down. So the next kingdom that's going to be set up, which leads me back to the point now, kingdom of heaven, that kingdom is going to be different from all the previous paganistic kingdoms. And what's going to make it different is that that society is going to always overstand over other societies. That's going to be the difference of it, man. Okay, so yeah, read that.
Right, this is Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him.
You're going.
But the just shall live by his faith.
Right, but the just shall live by his faith. Okay, because you have a group of people, their spirit ain't upright in them, man. In order for you to pass laws for 2 men to get married and 2 women to get married, you gotta have a defect by your spirit, man, to do certain things like that. And then to pretty much pave the streets with concrete. Where if you stand on concrete all day, what's gonna happen to you? You're gonna have back problems, shoulder problems, psoriasis. Alright? Because this man doesn't have the understanding when it comes to doing righteousness. That would make him not to be upright. Go on.
Plus as well, he's a beast.
Right,
So it
he's
won't
a beast.
affect a beast.
Right.
It affects people like us, you know what I mean?
That's it, that's
And
it.
it says, ye also, because he transgresseth by wine,
Right, because he's going.
he is a proud man.
That's the so-called white man all around. Because he transgressed by wine. What is the wine talking about? His philosophies. Okay? He wants you to drink of his juice that he made up. But there was some juice that the Lord already made for mankind. Wine was already made for man. He wants to make up his own wine and put that spin on it, man. And it's really poison. Right, democracy, right.
And it says, neither keepeth at home.
Right, neither keep him at home. He's in Baghdad, he's in Iraq, he's in Syria, he's in Iraq, Afghanistan. Okay, he's in all of the different rooms of the nations in the Middle East. He's not at home. He can't even deal with his own home issues. Okay, because if you look at America, America's in debt and going under. Same thing with Great Britain, man. The education system ain't right. So instead of spending billions of dollars on weapons of war, guess what? They should be spending billions of dollars trying to apprehend this society, man. You understand? So that's the spirit of the so-called white man. He don't keep at home.
Who enlargeth his desire as hell.
Right, he enlargeth his desire as hell. That's that one world order, that new world order system. He wants everybody to be subdued under his society. That's what he wants. In other words, he wants the kingdom of heaven on the left-hand side, but he ain't gonna get that. Okay? He's not gonna get the kingdom. He's gonna be in slavery, and he's gonna be pretty much getting his ass whooped now. Alright? All of these Edomites are gonna get their ass whooped. Go on.
And is as death.
And is as death. So everywhere Esau goes, he brings what? Death and destruction. And you can see in this society, you got people that are sick, highly anemic, got all kinds of various diseases out there that we don't even know about, man. Why? Because these have what changed the ordinances of the earth. So when you put a crazy, psychopathic individual in power and you take a group of them, what do you think the earth is going to turn into? The earth is going to turn into the ways that of the kings that are reigning. Okay, so you got some, right? Alright, go on.
And it says, and cannot be satisfied, and gather unto him all nations,
Right.
and heapeth unto him all people.
That's why he's talking this bullshit on the media. We all gotta get along, we all gotta get together, we all equal. You know what I'm saying? That's that
Keep on
people
going to
unto
work,
himself.
brother.
Alright, bro. That's him keeping unto himself all people, trying to connect people all together, and while that's being the case, he can enslave all people together. That's what the plan is, man. The plan is to gather all people in one unit, all right, and then enslave them at the same time, man, with the children. That's what the plan of Esau is, man. That's what the one world order is. Because if just think about it, right? If everybody's scattered and you're trying to set up a one world system, it's gonna be very difficult. So in order for you to first establish it, you gotta